Alright, welcome back to My Hero Academia Anime Review, episode 245. Yep, we are here reviewing the last episode of the entire series. Yes, I do know for a fact the final episode was released in Japan. I know the series is over in Japan. I know that already. But basically, I'm not reviewing the sub. I am reviewing the dub. Yes, I did do this for Season 3. But I'm reviewing the dub because I love the dub for this series. And plus, also, I've met a lot of the voice cast. Basically, I have met these following people who have voiced characters in this very series. I have met the lead character. I've met his dub actor 2 years ago. I have seen Ochaku's voice actor. I've seen her 5 times now. Yes. I've seen Froppy's voice actor. So yes. Justin Brenner, Lucy Christian, Monica Rial. Let's see. I have met Shudo's voice actor, Dave Matra, who just got engaged recently. Congratulations. I've met Erie's voice actor, Emily Knives. She's a lucky girl. I have met All Might's voice actor, Christopher Sabat. Alyssa Max, I've seen her now 4 freaking times. Yes. I'm trying to think who else. I've met Ponytosh. That's Sarah Winehoff. She's a character in class 1B. I'm trying to think who else have I met. Oh yeah, I met Himiko Toga. Yep. I've met Leah Clark twice. Great woman. Who just recently celebrated her birthday. I think she's now like 46, I think she is. Trying to think who else. Oh yes. I've met Dobby's voice actor. Yes. Yep, I met Dobby's voice actor. Was there anybody else who I've met? Off the top of my head. Oh yeah, I met Fat Gum. Yep. I met Guy Herbert. I've seen him now twice now. Actually, last saw him. I kid you not, I last saw him 4 years ago. Yep. Yeah, I think, no, it wasn't 4 years ago. It was more like 3? Yeah, 3 years ago. Down at Comic-Con. Was anybody else? Let me think here. Off the top of my head, let's see. Oh yeah, I met Marco's voice actor. And actually saw him here just this year at Shogi Expo. Let's see, who else? Oh yeah, Lisa Ortiz. She's voiced Burning. I saw her again just this year. As a matter of fact, she actually just in this very episode. Let's see. I met the Dragon Hero. Yes, I met Caitlin Barr. Nezri-chun, her voice actor. Lindsay Seidel. I met her. Oh my gosh, back in I think it was 2021. I think it was. I met her. She's awesome. Let's see. I met the Tech Hero. I met her voice actress, Lexis Tipton. That's now 16. Yeah, 16. I'm trying to think who else I've met here. Off the top of my head. Tentacruel. Yes, I met his voice actor. I met his voice actor 2 years ago. I met Carlando. I met the same time I met Justin Brenner. Yeah, but it was not the sign my hair. It was more like the sign One Piece Stampede. It's Ian Sinclair. Let's see who else I met here. Bryce is in the series. Yes, Bryce Powerbook. I think he's voice of a character where it's like green is Alpha. He's class 1B, I think it is. So it's like, I think it's like 18. I'm trying to think who else I met here. Oh yeah, I remember now. Cal Phillips, Trina Shimura, Ear Jack and Kaminari. So that's 20 voice actors from the show. You're probably thinking, is there anybody else I've met? Who's been on this show? Oh, Momo. Conky Beard, 21 right there. Sonny Surratt, he voiced Reed Jestro. He was also the original voice of President Mike. I have heard the reason why he actually stopped doing it up 2 seasons was because he was doing Krillin and Usopp. He wanted something that doesn't ruin his voice. Anybody else? Up the top of my head, let's see. Oh yeah, I met come on, seriously? Thank you. Mala Todoroki, she's in the prequel series. She voices the main character, his senpai, which of course she is like a little bit older than he is. As a matter of fact, when he introduced her as his girlfriend, and his mom was like, "There is no way you have this pretty girl to be your girlfriend." I actually thought that was kind of funny. I'm looking at the voice cast, see who else I've met here. Let's see. Let's see here. Excuse me. Oh yeah, I met Sugarman's voice actor, Chris George. Yep, met him. That's now 23. 24, Phantom Thief. Yes, I'm also Nintendo twice now. So 23 now. Yeah, I'm looking at the yeah, we'll get that one. Let's see. Yep. I'm trying to see if anybody else, because so far I only got 23 I've met so far, being part of this show. Yeah, so I got her. Let's see. Still looking. Him. Yep. Okay, I have met one of the Wild Pussycats, Jo Harris. She plays Melende. So that's now 24. You'll think, okay, 24. Seems like a pretty good number, right? Yeah, 24 out of this entire dubcast. Let's see. Excuse me. 25. Yeah, he's part of the prequel series. Sean Schemmel, I met him back in 2022. So that's now 25 voice actors. This is from the prequel. This is from the main series and the prequel series. That one. I haven't met him yet, but I'm hoping to get a chance to meet him and make Eric Delp. So far, it's still 25. Let's see. Excuse me. Still looking. Okay, here's another one. Cammy, who does appear in this, actually she appeared in the previous episode, Brittany Kowalski. So that's 26. Yep, I met her 2 years ago at Central Comic Con. Yep, I remember bringing a prize for that book. Yep. Kristen McGuire, who voices the character Turtleneck. That's 27. And that's overall I've met so far who've been dub actors for the series. Let's see here. Todd Eppicorn. Yep, he's the pink hair guy. Yep, I met him, so that's now 28. Thinking, wow, 28. Yep, 28. Excuse me. Excuse me. 29. Steph Young. She was voice of All Might's mentor. Yep, that's now 29 who I've met. So yeah, 29 voice actors out of this entire dub cast who I've met, a lot of whom I got pictures with at Comic-Cons. So yeah, 29. Yeah. Is that almost the entire dub cast? I'd say it's close to half, per se. Like, for example, I've not met All For One. I've never met John Sweeney, sadly, and I've never met who's all I've met. Let me think here. I've not met Menta's voice actor. Eraserhead. A lot of the other ones I have not met. A lot of them I really wish I'd meet. I've not met Lemillion's voice actor. Never met him at all. I've only chatted with him on his Twitch stream. That's it. I've never met the guy in person. So there's that. So this episode, which is basically has like two different titles. One is Epilogue. The other is the Hellish Todoroki finale. Let's see if I can find it here. It is called the Hellish Todoroki Family Final. It covers chapters 424, 425, and pages, first 13 pages of chapter 426, along with about part of the page 15. And the way it looks right now is that it's going to finish adapting. I want to take a quick look here with this one. Also, with this very episode, the final war arc is completed. Yes. 424 was a final episode. Interesting they have the chapter part of the arc, despite the fact that it fits in more as a start of the epilogue for the series. So here's basically what happens for this episode. So we start with the weather girl forecasting she apologizing, and of course basically they did make a slight wording change for her dialogue, calling it basically that she was ad-libbing, telling her don't do that. So, and afterwards we see the construction. Apparently, without the quarks, it would take 10 years. Yeah, given how much damage there was, it probably would take 10 years. But since they got quarks, it's progressed pretty quickly. They get a lot of foreign aid, thanks to, of course, Prince of the school. And after all that, so Bakudo basically is recovering in the hospital. He's not the only one there. Ochako was there, along with Deku and All Might. I'm about to check something here. Damn. You're like, what do you mean, damn? I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? The final episode doesn't even cover the last chapter of the manga. You're like, what? Yeah. 430 wasn't that covered. Oh my gosh, that's so freaking stupid. Yeah, I'll talk about that in 2 weeks. So, Ochaku's seen a couple times in the episode, like first in the hospital and later on, of course, after, of course, Bakuto finds out Deku's just kind of ember left, and, well, he sees his parents. And by the way, his mom is not basically screaming like half the time she was before this season, because she was basically yelling at her son. So, then, of course, basically, like, and of course, All Might's there because apparently he's better to keep an eye on them, and plus also limited space. So, we saw after all this, and we can jump ahead about 2 weeks later, where Deku and Bakuto are out of the hospital, and we see, well, there's a graduation ceremony, well done for the upperclassmen. They've all graduated, and of course, Lemillion proceed to break the wall behind it with a frickin' truck, which I thought was kind of funny. And then right afterwards, all the class move to 1A, and Eraserhead is kept their teacher. And we briefly see the debut of a new character in this episode. Also, Yoga basically says goodbye because he has to basically spend time. Let's see if we can find him here. All everyone sees basically Toru. Let's see, Montefulli. This is basically her debut here. She's voiced by Danny Chambers. Yep. And of course, basically calls him old man, like old man, because he's been in class. And then of course, well, apparently there is. By the way, Jiru's replacement is Sensor, which of course, basically he was obviously joining the class. And of course, Ochaku, we actually deduce here, Froppy get like one line in the whole episode. That's not the episode's fault, it's actually the part of the manga. And of course, Ochaku commented on Deku's haircut. And then of course, Todoroki proceeds to go to the prison where Dabi is. And apparently the man is on verge of death. And he only could be there for a few minutes because, well, his body, because of his quirk, his body is falling apart. Like, literally falling apart. The metal stuff in him is the only thing keeping him alive. And, of course, basically, Endeavor will be there every day to atone for what he did. Also, he's announced his retirement, which he was going to do anyways after the war. Makes sense given the fact that Dabi inadvertently ruined his reputation as a hero. So, it kind of makes sense. And then, of course, well, then and by the way, Shudo does ask his brother what's his favorite thing to eat, and then the last thing you hear him say is soba. He says, "Me too." And then afterwards, where his other older brother revealed, oh yeah, he got engaged. He's gonna propose with his girlfriend, and not gonna be a ceremony. I'm like, really? You're getting engaged? I get the fact you don't want your dad dead because you like him, but you could at least invite your siblings and your awesome mom, who has recovered from her mental state she was in. I'm sure, from what I can tell, even by the manga, even the anime episode, that I'm sure for a fact that Endeavor is happy for his son, the fact he's getting married. Probably also the fact he might be getting some grandchildren in the future. But in terms of the series, this will be the last time we see Endeavor. Yeah, he does not appear again after this. No mention happened to him afterwards. Even after the series time skip, there's no mention of him at all. The rest of the family, that's the last time we see them. They don't appear again after this. They appear again post time skip. I kind of wish they would have adapted the bonus chapter for this, but we'll talk more about that in 2 weeks. So, and then afterwards, basically, Burning herself basically says, "Oh yeah, hurry up, boss. Let's get some barbecue." And of course, I don't know if this is the first time she's actually seen Endeavor's wife, Ray, because she's probably the one taking care of him. Like, yeah, she probably appreciates still the fact her husband, because technically they're still married, she probably appreciates still he's trying to redeem himself for what he did, because he does regret what he did because of how it goes whole thing with Dobby. So, and that's pretty much the episode. Yep. And pretty much, yes, there's about 2 more left to go for the entire series, sadly. Also, there's one other thing. Hawks is revealed to be a new Hero Public Safety Commission president. Yeah, that's quite interesting. Well, I gotta say that it kind of makes sense in terms of but as for the previous guy, he retired. As for the fate of Lady Najat, well, basically we'll get a chance to learn about her fate probably next week. Yeah. I do gotta admit, basically, her voice actress throughout the show has done an amazing job voicing her. Yep. But not much else to say about the episode itself. It was really good. And we pretty much have 2 more episodes left to go. Yeah, and this episode, apparently, it's the only episode with 2 titles in the episode. It kind of makes sense, given the fact that 424's Epilogue and like 425 kind of kicks off the Epilogue arc. Yeah, so there's that. So that is pretty much it for the video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. And those of you curious, though, at this point in the day, like you're probably thinking, where were the other anime reviews you're hoping to do today? Well, I had the wraps and presents. I got most of them wrapped. And also, I had to read some comic books today. Like, because a lot of comics I'm just so far behind on. I'm not dropping them per se, it's just that I'm trying my best. It's just that I kind of wish I probably would have picked a day where I had a lot of anime, sadly. So next up, basically, is going to be Tales of the Wedding Rings. Yep, see you next video. Bye.